All right. We begin today with our card in the spotlight for this week is going to be from the 2017-2018 Optic from Panini. We're also going to touch on the Don Russ version. Everybody kind of is usually aware that Panini makes both a Don Russ and an Optic set for their NBA and NFL trading card sets, and usually the Don Russ is the paper version, the less valuable version. The Optic is the more expensive version, and so it's a little bit more thicker stock. The chromium Optichrome stock, more metal in feel. So that's where we're going to start. Specifically, the Scottie Pippen card from those sets offers an interesting discussion point. The Don Russ card itself is harmless enough, and the Optic version of the same card appears to be the same image and also harmless enough. We will start with the 2017-2018 Don Russ basketball set from Panini. And when we showed that Pippen card right here, it seems harmless enough. It is harmless enough. Looking at it, you don't necessarily see anything wrong other than the fact that it's of Scottie Pippen and he hasn't played basketball in over, a decade and a half, 2 decades. But that's not the point. The point is when we move along to the Optic version of the same card, it also seems harmless enough. It appears to be the same picture of Scottie Pippen from the same game and everything else. At least that is at first glance. But after closer inspection, the Don Russ version of the card is clearly cropped, where the Optic version of the card shows something a little bit different. So we will compare those here. So, like I said, appears similar enough. However, upon closer inspection, you can tell that it's cropped in a different way, and that Optic card shows in the bottom right corner where it is not cropped, Mr. 23, the GOAT. Michael Jordan is clearly on that card. It's in the background. It's very small, but he's there. So this appears to be intentionally cropped out of the Don Russ card. Plenty of cards have any number of players in the background, so what's the significance of this? Well, other than the fact that it's MJ and, he's pretty popular and people are going to flock to him, well, Panini does not have the right to print cards of Michael Jordan, and this, according to Upper Deck's lawsuit, includes cards like this, where he is anywhere on the card. So Upper Deck sued Panini, alleging violations under the Lanham Act, trademark infringement, intentional interference with a prospective economic relationship, intentional interference with a contractual relationship, commercial misappropriation, right of publicity, and unfair competition. Upper Deck alleges that Panini deliberately altered and manipulated Jordan's image into the background of these two trading cards, into the background of this trading card, to market and increase the sale of its products and brand equity, to use Jordan for commercial gain, to confuse the market, and to harm Upper Deck, including Upper Deck's brands, goodwill, and exclusive contract. As a part of exclusive license, Jordan assigns that value, or that to Upper Deck, the right to begin an action relating to a third party's infringing use of Jordan's rights. So they have the rights to basically his name, image, likeness. A lot of people have heard about that with the college NIL deals and stuff like that. So Upper Deck has all of that for Jordan, and nobody else can print trading cards with him. So Upper Deck files suit in January of 2020, and so the suit proceeds on. Panini files a motion to dismiss in May 2020, just a few months later, which was handed down at the end of May. June mostly denied their motion to dismiss. I think on a couple of counts it was accepted, but for the most part, the judge says no, it can go on. They have at least a valid claim to proceed past this point. So the motion to dismiss is usually just a way to get rid of the suit on the early part of the action. In April 2021, so about a year later, the judge ruled against Upper Deck's claim of trademark dilution and trademark infringement, but ruled for Upper Deck on the other complaints brought forth by them. So, they're not dead in the water. They had a couple of their deals get shot down, but they still have 4 claims going forward. So that kind of puts settlement on the table, or they're going to trial, which they requested a trial by jury. The companies come together and decide that settlement is the better option. A settlement gets reached by the companies last summer in June 2021. Everything's confidential and not disclosed, so we don't know exactly what was paid out. I assume Panini had to pay some sort of money to Upper Deck. I can't imagine it's a ton, but it's going to have to be significant enough for Upper Deck to drop their lawsuit, and that means to pay their attorneys for a year's worth of litigation, 18 months of litigation, actually, and so that's not cheap. Plus a little bit for the infringement. They shouldn't have done it. They included the picture. Panini isn't selling their boxes for more money because there's a picture of Jordan in the background of one of the cards. That's not really the point. For Panini, and that's what Panini's arguing here, is that, hey, look, we're selling our boxes for, $499.99 last year. We're selling them for $499.99 this year, and we're going to sell out of them. It's not an issue with selling boxes of wax. Panini doesn't get the eBay sales of, oh crap, everybody figured out that MJ's in the background of the Pippen card. Let's go buy up all the Pippen cards. They don't see any of that money from the singles. So they're sitting there saying, this is laughable. The fact that we did this intentionally to gain some steam or whatever. It does potentially rise to the level of giving that particular set, we're not talking about it otherwise. So it does give it, some sort of lore. Once people, it makes people want to collect that set. It's, the first time Jordan is on a Panini card. So from that standpoint, well, not exactly, but basically you get it. So yeah, I mean, it does invite some collectability to that product and interest around that product, but I don't know that Panini really sees that financial gain, and that was their defense. However, that's not exactly the point. The point is that they still infringed on that right, and that's still the case. So they settled it. Everything's kosher now. There's another interesting twist. This is card in the spotlight. I'm already kind of spotlighting 2 cards here, so we're not going to do 3 cards, but there is an interesting twist to this lawsuit saga that we'll pick up on the next card in the spotlight. So thank you all for checking it out. Make sure to check out our other cards in the spotlight you might be interested in here, or any of my other content on the channel. I would appreciate it so much if you smash that like button. We're working hard to get out some videos each and every week, and smash that like button and subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments what you think about this card. Do you think that Upper Deck had a legitimate complaint here, or was it just innocent accident by Panini? What's your take on the lawsuit? And then what do you want to see more of? What do you want to see for the next card in the spotlight? We have next week's taken care of, but what do you want to see after that? Any particular cards you want to see highlighted? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll make sure to take that into consideration when we're making our next episode. Until next time, thank you all. Have a great weekend.